Welcome back to Godot Dev Checkpoint. We've made characters and pickups. Today, we're building an interface and diving deeper into signals. The goal is to build a simple UI scene with a button and a label. We'll connect the button's pressed signal to a script, demonstrating how nodes communicate without knowing anything about each other. It's a concept called decoupling. Let's jump into the world of control nodes. Now to start off, we're going to create a new scene. So scene, new scene. For this, we're going to use the user interface. Now the root node of a user interface is always the control node. Now when building user interfaces, this is what you always start with. Control node is the root. This specialized node gives you access to all the tools for layout, anchoring, and scaling UI elements. Now you can find the documentation on control nodes linked below, and you can scroll through it at your leisure. Now we're going to rename this root something more obvious, main UI. Then we're going to save this scene, save scene. Make sure we're in our scenes folder. We're going to call this main UI. Now we're going to add a button. So main UI, add child node, and then we're going to search for button. Here it is right here. Create. Now we still have our node window up and go back to the inspector. Now with the button highlighted, we have our text properties over here in our inspector. And we're going to change this to change message. Now we'll put this in the center of the screen. We select this here, the little move mode with the button selected. Now we can move this in the center of our UI here. Tell by the square box. Now this will be our signal emitter. Now we're going to add a label to our main UI. With that selected, we can add a child node. It's going to be a label. Here's our label, create. Then we're going to change its text, just like the button, but we're going to change this one to waiting for input, ... Then we're going to drag it with our move mode above our button. And now we're going to attach a script to the main UI. So the main UI is selected. We're going to select attach a script, and we're going to call this script main UI. But we need to put it in our scripts folder. So we're going to change that. Go back up to the root and into our scripts with all our other ones. Open and create. Everything else default. You see this actually inherits from the control. So that's going to have all of its necessities for the boilerplate. Great. Now this script will act as a listener for the button press. Now we don't need any of this boilerplate, so we can get rid of it for now. Save our script. Now connecting the signal. We're going to select our button node, which is our emitter, and click the node window. Now we need to find the pressed signal. Remember our radio analogy from tutorial 6? The button is broadcasting, I've been pressed, and we need to subscribe to that. Now we want to double click pressed, then we want to click connect. Make sure it's connecting to our main UI script. Now Godot automatically opens our main UI.GDScript and writes the function stub for us. Function on button pressed. You can see this is a signal and how it's connected if you click on it. Button to the main UI when it's pressed. You can also see it here. Now this function is where the magic happens. We need to tell the label to change its text. Since the label is a child of the main UI node where our script is attached, we can use a handy shortcut, the money symbol operator. Looks like this. the American monies for the dollar. Now the money label is a path. Now it's shorthand for find the child node named label and give me a reference to it. Now this is much cleaner than using long path names, which you can also do, but this will keep your code nice and clean and readable. Now the documentation on accessing nodes is linked below if you want to explore this further. You can deep dive into all sorts of node magic. But now let's write the code to change the text property. Start with our label. Now we're going to access the text, and we want to equal that to signal received. UI updated. So that way we know the signal was received and the UI was updated. Now let's save our script. Control S. We're going to go File, Save. Either works. Now time for the final test. Run the scene. Now if we go back to our scene, main UI scene, now we're going to click the Change Message button. The text should instantly change for the label. Let's give it a try. Remember, not run project. Run project is still our welcome scene. We want to run our current scene. Press play. Now our change message, we click on it. Signal received. UI updated. Now if your text changes, you cleared the UI signals checkpoint. The button successfully communicated with the script, and the script updated the label. Great job. Now in our final core tutorial, we're going to connect this UI knowledge to our level scene by implementing the complete game loop. Start screen to end screen. Now if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to Godot Dev Checkpoint. That way you can know when our next tutorial is out. And remember, finished, not perfect. You'll learn more from failing than any success. So fail fast and fail often. And always stay curious. See you in the next one.